everyone, and welcome. It's Helen here with my third process video for the month of April for Kitaholic Kits. As you can see, I'm starting by colouring in some of these squares on this ripped piece of paper. This piece of paper is called Flawsome and is from the main kit. And if you watched my last process video, you would have seen me rip the sheet of pattern paper in half, and this was the piece that I discarded last month. But when I'd seen this graphic design on the back, I knew I wanted to colour at least some of it. So that's what I'm doing for this layout. I started by pulling out this blue crayon from my Prima watercolour crayon set that I have in my stash. And then I decided I needed more than just blue, otherwise I'd end up with another monochromatic layout. So I pulled out the orange and I coloured in some random squares. Honestly, there is no rhyme or reason to which ones I've chosen. I just look at it and go, oh yeah, that one will do. And what you haven't seen is I've actually cut out a few sections of this video where I've sat tapping my finger going, oh, which one? Yeah, it's a bit balanced if I colour in this one here. I did stop myself from colouring them all in because I am a little bit prone to go overboard. And this one I thought was better if there was only a few squares coloured in. As you can see, I'm attaching them to a piece of white basil cardstock from my stash, and I'm using the double-sided tape method. I had to position the blue piece first so that I made sure when I stuck down the ripped piece there was no white showing. And then I decided to use this photo. It's a recent photo taken of Sam and I at the Perth Motorplex, which is our speedway here in WA, or in Perth I should say. You see, we went because one of my nephews races in the Demolition Derby, and Sam and I love to go and watch and have a great night at the speedway. So, being mummy, I took a selfie of the two of us. And because it is a selfie and the way I held the phone, I had to position the photo on the left-hand side of the page because that's the direction of I like us to look into the layout, and that's how we're looking, the direction of our eyes. Although if you have a good look at Sam, he is kind of pulling a bit of a face. But at least I have a photo. Anyway, you can see I've pulled out pieces from the chipboard embellishments and other little pieces from the embellishment pack or the ephemera pack, and I've cut a part of one of these frames. I have enjoyed using these frames in all these layouts actually, but I've cut it in half so I can add it to two corners of my photo. And I've cut out some of the squares from one of the pattern papers, mainly just to get little bits of orange to balance out the blue. So, although it's not a monochromatic, it's kind of ending up to be a two-coloured layout. But never mind. Blue and orange go really well together, and our clothes, or the colour of our clothes, have lent me to using blue and orange. I really had no idea where I was going to go with embellishments, other than I like to start from the photo and build out, and generally I like to have 3 areas where I embellish, and then it just comes down to what fits and what do I like. I am one of these scrapbookers that I glue and stick as I go. I don't position it all, decide if I like it, take it all off and glue it. No, that's just not me. I'm just way too quick and with everything that I do to take that and plan it out. So honestly, I just decide, yep, that looks good, and I stick it. Sometimes this has its faults. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works really well. But generally, if I don't like something, then I try to cover it up or I'll rip it off. But as you can see, I'm building my 3 areas here at the top left-hand side, the left of the photo, and the right side of the photo going down to the bottom. I've pulled out some of these little word stickers that fit as well. And now you can see I'm just working on the title. I'm using the chipboard letters from the main kit and just using some black ink to ink them up. Very original title, sarcasm there, Speedway Time, but it fits. And see, this is probably an example of where I should plan things slightly more. Put in time first, yep, that works. And then I just randomly pick a spot to start with Speedway, thinking, yeah, it'll be a nice layered title. Somehow I manage to have picked the perfect spot to line the end of my title up, which is not what I was going for, but these things happen. And then what that does, it makes me then go, right, well, what else can I add to change or to add to that? Because I don't want them to be lined up at the end of the words because it gives too much of a solid line with the edge of the photo. I thought Speedway would finish maybe about where the I and the M of time are. However, it didn't work like that. So I thought, all right, I'll use this piece of chipboard, but I'll chop it up. And then I didn't like it on the inside. So I stopped and just left that, added some journaling. Often when I start the process of journaling or finishing off, an idea will come to me. So I've just added some journaling, some information about the time, pulled out the orange spray to splatter around. Thought, what else? Oh, got some enamel dots. And really, every layout of mine seems to have enamel dots on it lately. And I put those in clusters of 3 as well. I like the little groupings of 3. I remember years ago I did a landscape course of all things, and odd numbers appeal to the eye much more than even numbers. So I tend to do odd numbers of groupings. And after I put those 3 at the end of the title, I thought, oh, that's a perfect spot actually to put that chipboard piece. So I've glued that there, and that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this process layout. Don't forget to pop on over to Kitaholic Kits and check us out. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.